Hanging around with drinkers won't just make you drink, it will destroy your life. How do I know this? Because I drank for 15 years and it almost ruined mine. But after 5 years of being sober, I've steadied the ship and rescued the ruin. Life feels pretty good right now, and I'm going to share a few tricks of the trade. When it comes to quitting alcohol, a lot of people have the same questions that they always ask me, especially when you're trying to get away from friends who are not good for you and encourage you to drink. They always think that if they leave these friends or they stop going out drinking with them, these people will turn against them. The second worry they have is that they'll have no friends. And I'm just making a video and this guy is decided to cut the lawn. Then they worry what they will do when they don't have friends because they don't want to be lonely. And then there's always that question of, will you get new friends? So we're going to take the rest of the video down the beach. We'll keep the video moving. So we were going to go to the beach, but it has started raining. It is rainy season in Thailand. So yeah, can't go to the beach. So let's continue with the video. So the problem we're going to look at first is when you identify that drinking is a problem in your life. And usually that contributes to the people that you hang around with. So not saying that these people are bad people, but usually when we drink, it's with other people. I know certainly in my own journey when I started off drinking, it was going to the pub, going to house parties, and just basically surrounding myself with the wrong people. So this is what you do. First off, I'm just going to be completely blunt, okay? I value my life and I have big audacious goals. For the ones who follow my channel, you will know that I'm very vision driven. I have a purpose for life. That is the reason why I stay sober, because I just don't have time for hangovers. I have a low tolerance of sitting in pubs, bars, clubs, wherever you're from, UK or US. I definitely don't go to house parties. I just don't have time for it. I've got this big vision and this big purpose. So if I have got friends in my life, hypothetically, if I have friends in my life now and I'm a problem drinker still, I would just look at these friends and I would say, right, okay, so if I hang around with Dave, then I'm going to go to the pub. If I go to the pub, I'm going to bump into Bob. Bob's going to take me to a house party. Then I'm going to ring Chris, who's going to sell me Coke. And before I know it, I'm ringing up Dave Monday morning and telling him I can't come to work because I'm sick. You need to ask yourself this question. Do you want to get the things out of life that you want to get? Or would you rather hang around with these people and just throw your life away? Because that's all you're doing, right? You're literally saying to yourself, I don't want to offend the people who are bad for me. Therefore, I'm not going to get the life that I want. That sounds pretty crazy when I think about it. When I think about all the times I was too afraid to be alone because I didn't want to not go out with these people who weren't good for me, I wasted years and years of potential. So let's say you've managed to pluck up enough courage and you've left your friends which aren't good for you. Then you're faced with the dilemma now where you're probably got a lot of issues because you've been drinking. You probably don't have the finances you want. You probably don't have the body that you want. And people who are of a higher status or level, whatever you want to call it, they're going to look at you as someone who is not their equal or is not worth spending their time with because you don't have anything to offer them. Let's just call it what it is. Relationships, romantic and friendships. If you're with a woman and you're just overweight, broke, don't have a job, you're not attractive to her, she's not going to go out with you. Same goes for friends. You're not going to get these friends who are in great shape, run their businesses, have nice cars, go on holidays if you're a broke loser. Let's just call it what it is. So you're going to be in this void where you're not having anything in common with your old friends and they're dragging you back. So you've got away from these people. Now you're in this void where you're sorting your life out and you're trying to attract new friends. So this is where I have found myself for, let's just say, got sober 5 years ago. About only up until January, I've managed to find a new group of friends because I'll be honest, I did struggle for 5 years. I was in a relationship with someone, so I wasn't really socializing and going out. I didn't really have the friends that I wanted to have. It's only now that I've left Australia moved to Asia, started working full-time on my coaching business, which I'll leave a link in the description if you are serious about quitting alcohol. I have got a training video for 2025. It's worth watching. I'll leave the link below. But yeah, only since I've really gone all in on myself and my vision, future passion, that I've started to attract friends. So I went out on the weekend with my friend Michael. Yeah, he's on the same sort of mindset as me. We both do Muay Thai. We're both in good shape. We're about the same age. But to meet him has taken me like 5 years. And I've had a lot of times where I've stayed in on the weekends. I've been in Thailand for like 3 months, and I think I've been out like 4 times in like 3 months because I don't have many friends. And I'm okay with that. Like I'm happy to be alone. You need to ask yourself this question. Is it better to be alone, or is it better to keep hanging around with losers who are going to keep pulling you back to the person that you used to be? I always say you need to be comfortable being on your own. You need to just be content with staying in on the weekend because the alternative is going out with drinking buddies. You need to be happy to start a new martial art, put yourself out of your comfort zone, go to a gym, try something completely new, or even working on a side project in the night. For me, how I kept myself busy, I had a drop shipping store, which I started like 3 years ago, and it was successful. Go to work in the days as an electrician, and then I would finish work, I would go home, and I would spend like 2 to 3 hours every single night working on that business. This gave me purpose, and it gave me direction in life. It was enough to stop me from feeling lonely and going out on the weekends. Most of you guys who watch this channel, you're like between 30 and 50. For us, when we grew up, it was just normal to go out on the weekends and drink. It's what we did. Now, looking around, we see all these younger people in their 20s. They're becoming millionaires. They're starting businesses. They're not drinking because drinking isn't really a thing anymore. I would argue that it's only the older generations that are still drinking. So you got to look at it this way. It's a positive. You want to stop drinking because you want to change your life. You're not going to look like a weird alcoholic. If you are spending time in on your own, you're probably in the same bracket as the majority of people who are grinding hard and trying to build something for their future. What I'm trying to say is, don't care about what people think about you not drinking. Embrace the loneliness, and it will leave room for better people to come into your life. It's easy to find these friends. I just go to co-working cafes, I go to Muay Thai gyms, I go to classes. You can go to run clubs, depending on where you live. If you like shooting, go to shooting clubs, go to yoga clubs, go to BJJ clubs. This is where you will find those people. You may not have them on a Saturday night or a Friday night, but you can have them on a Tuesday night, on a Thursday night, on a Monday morning. You just need to get comfortable with spending weekends alone when you're rebuilding your identity. Just because I'm telling you that it's taken me 5 years to basically find good new friends, that doesn't mean it's going to take you the same amount of time. Obviously, everyone's situation is different. And you might find that if you do quit drinking, you might actually inspire your already friends to stop drinking as well. Like I said, it is a trend. People are drinking less and less these days. But the bottom line is just, if you want to change your life, you're going to have to make changes. That's basically it. That's how simple it is. I can't explain how much of a change has happened in my mind from quitting drinking, quitting my job, moving abroad, meeting new people. It's just opened my perspectives in ways I would never have thought. I literally feel like I can do anything right now. I literally feel that anything I do right now will just turn to gold. But obviously this has come after years and years of doubting myself, trying new things, putting myself out of my comfort zone. If you enjoyed this video, leave a comment below and let me know if you do have any questions that I haven't covered. Hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.